Thank you, Mrs. Andrea, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our innovative Expo 2021 Technology Promoters. My name is David Guardado. And it's a pleasure to have
And
you
I am
all
Sebastian
here.
Vives. It's also a pleasure to be gathered with our beloved Superate family, and that's exciting today.
Sebastian, I can tell that you're very happy today. Would you like to tell our audience why?
We are. I'm happy because we did it. We have come to most awaiting the saints of freshman year. We're very excited to share with you all what we have achieved.
We have been working very hard for the 4 past months with our cherished clients and teammates.
Absolutely. These past 4 months were filled with the energy, solidarity, great effort, and focus on how to fix our clients' stated problems. 4 months in which our hearts join in a single bid to give back our society.
And don't forget that this year we have worked with the semi-virtual modality without forgetting that the coronavirus is still present. That's why we couldn't receive you at our Centro Superate, and it's the reason why we worked most of the time from our houses. However, because we never give up, we're having this meeting virtually this day.
It is also a great pleasure to welcome our dear guests, Mr. Ricardo Poma, Mrs. Michelle de Poma, Mr. Alejandro Poma, and other members of the Poma family, colleagues of the Grupo Poma and Fundación Poma, Mr. Ricardo Sagrera, Mr. Arturo Sagrera, Superate institutional team in principals and teachers from the different Superate centers, and representatives of companies and organizations that work with the Superate program. We are also thrilled to have our own family, friends, and teachers with us on a special day.
This year's expo consists of using technological tools such as Excel templates with macros and websites that attain a client's specific problem and give an efficient solution to it. Throughout all this process, we learned new skills while putting into practice Superate's values.
You're absolutely right, David. Today we have 8 groups that have been working very hard these past 4 months, 7 macro groups and 1 website group.
And now we are ready to present the first group, which is called Instant Letters. And you know what they did? They developed an Excel template with macros that facilitates the process of writing the letters, which document the social hours done by Tech El Salvador's volunteers. Let's listen to them so we can see this interesting project.
An idea can turn to dust or magic, depending on the talent that rubs against it. William Vermach. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are Instant Learners and we are excited to show our project. Dear public, have you ever had difficulty writing a letter quickly? Yes? Well, we have the solution for it just using Excel and Word. But before we start explaining our project, it is relevant to know what the two is.
Hi everyone, I'm Leonardo Orellana and I'm going to explain what Techo is. Techo is an organization that is in 19 different countries of Latin America, which focuses in overcoming the poverty through the action of their volunteers and citizens of the countries where it is.
With that being said, let's explain our project. First, our client for this project was the volunteering director of Techo El Salvador, Eric Hernandez. We had an interview with him so we can know which problems he had and what does he do. He oversees his many tasks as enrolling volunteers, supervising volunteer teams, and getting in touch with universities in order to recruit volunteers.
So we detected that Eric had a problematic regarding the process of writing letters that confirm the social hours done by volunteers. Why? Well, one reason is because that process used to take him more than 40 minutes. As well, he sometimes got confused with the information of a volunteer, and that led him to make mistakes.
It's right there where the Instant Letters developed the product called MacroTech, which is a template with macros in Excel and Word that facilitates the process mentioned before, which deals to the creation of a correspondence sheet of letters, organizing this information and allowing them to reduce the time spent on this work procedure.
We are going to explain how our template is designed and what does each macro do.
MacroTech is an Excel template that is based on 4 macros that are fundamental for the development of our product. We did them using Visual Basic for apps. So, Rocio, could you explain to the audience what is the function of each one of them?
Yes, of course, Liz. The first macro of the front page is the one that allows us to import the data into our Excel template. This allows the user to select the file that has information of the volunteer and pass it to our template. But there are more macros in the product. The other macro, data page, is the one that filters the data according to required volunteer information. This allows us to display the list of volunteer names, and then by selecting one, this works incredibly. But what about the others, Leonardo?
They are awesome, Rocio. The third macro allows us to create and organize the merge data used for the creation of the letters, so we can save our client's time. Finally, there is the fourth and last macro, which creates the number of letters that the users want in Word and PDF format, and it places the information that we obtain in the third macro inside these letters. Don't you think this is amazing?
Yeah, it's amazing. Additionally, we created a handbook to help our client to understand the macros, how they should be used, and what he must avoid for running the template correctly. And now we're going to listen our client testimony.
Mi nombre es Eric Hernández. Bueno, los chicos me contactaron del equipo de Instant Letters para poder desarrollar, ¿verdad?, un proyecto que resolviera una necesidad, en este caso de Techo El Salvador. Y pues el proyecto que se ha desarrollado es un gran apoyo el poder tener una herramienta que permita agilizar los procesos. Una buena cantidad de tiempo, sobre todo si había una gran cantidad de estudiantes participando en algunas de las actividades que Techo desarrolla. Al final esto viene a apoyar mucho en el sentido de la organización y hacer más eficiente, ¿verdad?, también el trabajo para que pueda enfocarse la persona encargada de este tema de voluntariado en otras actividades que también son primordiales. Muchas gracias al equipo de Instant Letters por todo su esfuerzo.
To conclude, we would like to share our reflection.
We learn from Susie's social assistant that solidarity is an important value if we want a better society.
Also, we learned a lot from each other because we had to talk between all of us and share our ideas.
As well, creating the macros in Excel, we learned that a minimum error could lead you to a big disaster. So you have to try many times as you want without giving up. Well, we really appreciate the opportunity to share our project with you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Amazing project, Instant Letters. I really liked it, and I'm sure it will be very beneficial for many volunteers. Now, if anybody in the audience has any questions for this group, remember that you can use the chat to write it, or you can raise up your hand so we can give you the permission to ask the question verbally. And well, we have here some comments for this group. The first one says, excellent idea. I like it. And yeah, I agree with it. Great idea. And also we have a comment from Irene Flores, and it says, congrats. Well, yeah, congrats, Instant Letters, for your project. And we have one more comment that says, good job, Instant Letters team. And now we are going to move on to the next group.
Now we are going to listen to a group who reached the next level of the healthy efficiently. They are record trackers. They created an Excel macro that helps to keep the records of the students at Superate Fundación Poma, allowing more accurate and updated information. Let's learn more about this project.
So, good morning, everyone. Now, permit us to stand in ceremony to introduce our group. First, my name is Nehemias, and today are
Emily, Fatima, Genesis, Michelle, and Rocio.
And we are
Records Tracker. Leave your records in our hands.
So, you may be asking yourselves on what consists our project. For that, I will ask one of my teammates to tell you more about it. So, Genesis, may you please explain them more about our project?
Of course, our project consists of the creation of Excel macro, which helps to keep track the administrative record or the Superate students in a more efficient and organized way. So, Fatima, would you like to tell them more about our client?
I will out to our client is Centro Superate Fundación Poma. The problem we notice is the lack of efficiency that the previous Excel template had in keeping the administrative records of Superate students. We found that it's challenging for Ms. Gabby to keep track of all the students' information. It's because of this problem that we offer to step in and help. Michelle, you should share with our audience how we help Ms. Gabby.
Okay, we worked really hard this project for almost 4 months, from studying this case very closely, without interviews to creating an Excel macro that solved the problem shared by our clients.
That's right. To put in context too, Ms. Gabby's Excel template was only a book that had affiliation formulas with the students' names and general information on the table. However, that wasn't the best way to handle this information for Ms. Gabby's monthly reports.
The function of our Excel macro is to organize and create a monthly report of administrative records.
The code of our macro works according to the name in which it was assigned.
And now we have here our product. Genesis, may you be so kind of starting the explanation?
Okay, as you see in the image, there are 3 buttons: records incomes, monthly report, and registered student. Now, if Ms. Gabby clicks on monthly report, that will bring her to the page of the monthly report. If Ms. Gabby clicks on the page of the registered student, that will bring her to the page of the registered student. The registered student is where you first have to the registered student by filling the blanks and clicking on the register button.
Now the monthly report. When Ms. Gabby wants to create a monthly report, she has to go to the monthly report page and follow the next steps. First, she has to click on the clear button so that she can create a new report. Then she has to select the month and the year that she wants to report. And finally, she has to click on the create button.
But you first need to create a folder with a specific name on the desktop.
That's right, Ms. Gabby has to create a folder with the name records.
When you make a monthly report, this is automatically saved in the mentioned folder. Regarding the database, this is what it looks like.
And this is our product. Now, talking about the handbook, we made it with base of a Canva template and wrote the instructions of each function of the macro in the shown forms. Now we have here the testimony of our client.
Hola, mi nombre es Gabriela Velasco, soy coordinadora administrativa del Centro Superate Fundación Poma y es bien gratificante ver el trabajo de los chicos y saber que todo el esfuerzo que ellos han realizado me van a ayudar a mí a facilitar las actividades del día a día en mi trabajo.
Now, if you want to contact us to send you our Excel template, you can do it so by sending an email to the next address.
And before we finish this, we would like to share our project's final lessons. Okay, we have learned to respect the opinion of others even when we may not agree with them. And we learned to make macros in Excel to fix problems with Visual Basic Program.
We learned new vocabulary that will be very useful for us as future professionals. And above all of this,
to work as a team
and do it well.
Thank you, everyone.
A splendid job reconstructed. Dear audience, if you have any questions for this group, this is your time. Feel free to write in the chat. Okay, I can see the first comment for you guys from Carla Argueta. Felicitaciones. Congratulations, guys. Okay, I can see the first question for you from Michelle Atillon. The question is, what was the challenge about this project?
Good morning. Thank you for your question. I'm really happy to answer you. Our challenge of our project was the creation of an Excel template because we didn't know how to use Visual Basic, but finally we could learn about it with the help of a volunteer and YouTube videos. Thank you.
Thanks for the answer, guys. Okay, I can see other question for you from Marco Hernandez. The question is, Was the counting process hard? What do you learn in this process?
Good morning. I'd be delighted to answer to your question. And the coding process, it was really hard because we didn't know how to do it. But as Emily said, with the help of a volunteer, we learned how to make a code like it was programming an internet page.
For the answer, and I can see the other question for you from Rodrigo Bustamante. The question is, do you plan to develop these trackers for the graduates of the centers to follow up on them?
Well, I'd be delighted to answer you this question too. And yes, this template was made to be used in not only Superate Poma, it is to be used in other Superates too.
Thanks for the answer, Record Tracker. Now, dear audience, if you have enjoyed the first two groups so far, this is only the beginning. There is too much more to learn from our expo, and I will let David tell you more about the next group.
Thank you, Sebas. And before I introduce the next group, I would like to say that if you have any question for any of the next groups, remember that you can write it during their presentations. Not is necessary that you have to write it at the end. You can do it through this expo. So to continue with our presentations, we have Prints. They have created an Excel template with macros that helps their client register the database of her animal shelter. Let's see how Prints worked alongside their client.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rodrigo Sixco. Do you know how many dogs are abandoned on the streets? Many of them are abandoned for very simple reasons, either because people don't want them anymore or because they get a disease that is totally curable. That's why, as Superate students, we decided to work with an animal shelter. We are Paw Prints, and it's a big pleasure to have you with us today. So, Crystal, could you tell me more about this project?
Yes, of course, Rodrigo. Good morning, everyone. I am Crystal, and I want to share that Paw Prints is a group of Superate students with a vision in mind to support people who help animals. It is where we found RRSAM, which is an animal shelter run by Mrs. Rosa Rodriguez, where she does an excellent work. Rosa Rodriguez is a very charismatic person who has been helping abandoned and mistreated animals in Lourdes area.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and I will share how we helped Mrs. Rosa Rodriguez. The problem that she had was a lack of control of her information. Our client shared her database in a notebook so the information got lost and it needed an innovation. We picked a very useful tool that is Macro Excel to help her with her registration system. Now, it's time to look at how our product works.
Good morning, everyone. I am Mariana.
And I am Odelia, and we would like to tell you about our product. When a client opens the template, she will see 4 buttons that will let her move through all the pages that a product has. By pressing the registration button, it will take us to the section where we can find a lot of boxes to write some information about the animals, such as the name and another data that our client considers essential to save. All this information will be saved into the database that has an important work in our product.
Now let's come back to the main page and press the searching button. That will show a scenario where our client can look for the information that is in the database, just by writing 2 variables. In this case, we decided to use the name and the color. Then all these boxes will be filled with the whole information about the animal. I would like to mention that if our client wants to make changes in some data, this page will also permit her to do it. And Excel automatically will say the whole. To make this possible, we had it to be based.
And now, if the template presents complication, we have already made a handbook to provide some help to Mrs. Rosa Rodriguez.
Hi, I'm Marta.
I hope you have enjoyed the demonstration of the template. Now, I want to tell you about the social networks. Among the main and most outstanding changes we want to achieve as a team is improving the quality of animals' life by increasing awareness through social networks, attracting donors and adopters. And that's why we have created social media accounts through apps, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, as a team, we wanted to help her with a donation of staff and dog food. We made this possible for the raffle and the collaboration on Yanedi and Lisa. And now it's time to see our client's testimony.
Mi nombre es Rosa Rodríguez y represento a lo que es R.RSAM. R.RSAM es una idea, pero esperamos sea un proyecto, ¿verdad? Ojalá que sí, y ahí van a ver sus logros, sus desvelos, su esfuerzo. Ahora pues va a estar seguro, gracias al esfuerzo de ustedes, así que sí, me va a servir muchísimo con respecto al control ya sea de salud. Muchísimas gracias, infinitas gracias de verdad por pensar en los animales.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sophie, and I'm happy to share with you the experience of being part of PawPrints. Working on this project taught us with value, English, and computer knowledge, and about positive actions, we can achieve big changes and even transform life of our four-legged little friends. We practice the value of solidarity, teamwork, are using and combine our skills to help the community. PawPrints thanks you for attention. And if you want to donate, adopt, or help this project, you can visit the social network of RRSM. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you, PawPrints. This has been a very interesting and beneficial project. Now, dear audience, the questions and answer has started. Feel free to ask away. And as before, you can write your question in the chat, or you can raise your hand to ask the question verbally. Well, actually, we have here some questions that were asked to the previous group, the records trackers, but that the audience would like to ask it again for this group, PawPrints. And we have the first one from Irena Flores, and it says, are there any similarities between Visual Basic and other programming languages?
Good morning. I will be more than happy to answer your question. And the similarities between VBA and other programming languages is the logic with it is built. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mariana, for answering. And we have a comment that says, great project, congratulations. Another that says, awesome, yo, I feel proud of you. Let me see, we have the last comment that says, congratulations, PawPrints. And yeah, I agree with all of these comments. This was an incredible team.
PawPrints, I am truly amazed with your work. Now we can see the help has no limits. And now we have the fourth group called Helping Hands. This team developed a macro that allows teachers to take attendance, obtain annual, monthly, and periodic reports, as well as to register grades of the students automatically, easily, and quickly. Helping Hands, this is your time.
The time that nobody saw coming. Young people helping teachers. Could that be possible? Let's find out. Hi, everybody. It's an honor to introduce you the new tool for teachers, Helping Hands. But what is Helping Hands? Helping Hands is a project that consists in creating a macro in Excel in order to have control of the student grades and reduce the time they spend to take attendance. We are currently working with teachers from different schools and also helping teachers from Superate Fundación POMA. We hope that this project can reach more teachers in the future.
Hi, I am Belen. Everything has its story. A little more than 1 year ago, teachers used paper to take attendance and calculate averages, but this is more difficult and takes longer to do it because of the pandemic. Teachers were forced to use more technology. That's why we have decided to create an Excel template that will help teachers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's see the final template.
The product is divided in two parts, and I'm going to explain you the macro part. This template contains macros that make possible some difficult processes that Excel basic tools don't do. They enable the user to copy and paste information to other places, send just a specific sheet of the template, hide a huge part of information, and just show us the part we want to work on. These codes are behind the visual part, and they are responsible that many things work in the interface. But what is the interface?
Hi, I am Alessandra, and let me add that the template was organized based on the needs or functions most used by teachers. In this case, the first sheet is composed for 3 buttons: attendance, database, and average. In the visual part, as we can see, we have a creative buttons that will help teachers to be guided to the sheet they need. The color of template was based on palette color of different schools and the palette color of helping hands.
On the attendance part, there is a selection of colors to mark the attendance. For example, the green one is to mark the attendance of the students that arrive to school on time, and the teachers will only have to grade the number 1 and the cell will turn in green. And that will be the same process for every color of this part of the template. On the next slide, you can see that we have also personalized all the templates based on the color palette of each school. And this was because we wanted to make them feel comfortable with the final product. Apart from the template, we have also given to the teachers a handbook so they can guide themselves. And if they get lost, they only check again the handbook and find a solution to their problem.
We have delivered the template to all the teachers and they have shown happiness and satisfaction when seeing the final product. This is the testimony of one benefit teacher with the Helping Hands template. This is teacher Alfredo Canizales, and he'll value the template made by the group Helping Hands will be a great help for teachers. He has used the template with one group of students and the result has been satisfactory.
It has been an honor to work together. The best team have a great culture driven by leadership, a value that we have been putting into practice week by week. Being part of this project was great because we shared ideas, we worked together, we got to know each other better. And the best part was that we tested all our knowledge in the Excel area and we have also put into practice English, a language that will give us many opportunities in the future. It was an honor for us to present our project called Helping Hands.
Excellent job, Helping Hands. If you are a teacher, this will save you a lot of time. And dear audience, the time for questions has to start. Proceed to ask the questions to this group.
Thank you, Helping Hands. And we have the first question here that says, will help the teachers to be more efficient with this tool? And as well, what motivated you to develop this project?
And good morning, this is Daisy, and I'll be more than glad to answer your question. And thank you for your comment too. And let me tell you that one of the things that motivated us was that we are going to help teachers because we want to thank them because they have taught us a lot of knowledge and we wanted to return all of that process. So that was our principal motivation. So thank you for your question.
Thank you, Daisy, for answering this incredible question. We have one more that says, great tool for teachers. Are teachers using it now?
Hello, this is Raul. That is an excellent question. I would like to answer that. Well, teachers are using now this template because with teacher Alfredo Canizales, he tried to use this template and he is using now in this moment the template. It has been for a great help to them and for other teachers that we have provided them too. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for answering, Raul. And we have one more question that says, hello, excellent presentations. I have a question. Is it easy to customize the Excel?
Thanks for your question. If it is very easy to edit and use it as comfortable as possible. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Alessandra, for answering this amazing question. And we have the last one that says, congratulations, Helping Hands. Your project is amazing. You are really helping professors in their task. And the question is, since this is the first version, what would you improve in a second version of it?
And good afternoon, good night, good morning again, and I'll be more than glad to answer your question again. And let me tell you that on the next version, we are going to add more tools because we have noticed that these teachers need help in other sections. For example, in giving and noticing who are the students that are passing the grades or not. So that's one of the improvements we're going to do on the next version. So thank you for your question.
Thank you for answering the last question. Now, I know that teachers will be very happy with this powerful tool. And if you are an entrepreneur or if you have a business, you may be interested in this project. They will support. And maybe you're asking yourself, why? Well, it's because they will help you to have your business data under control. You're going to see how.
Organize it and make it grow. Hi, good morning, everyone. We are sales support, and would you like to know more about our project? Let's start.
Hello, I am Elias. As you may know, due to the economic situations, there are a lot of people who are becoming entrepreneurs, which means they are starting their own business without any experience. So for that reason, we decided to create a macro using Excel program, helping entrepreneurs to improve themselves, their organization, in order to have a better control of their business by having daily reports or their sales.
She is Paola Avalos, a Superate student from senior. She has her own business of plants and different accessories. She is 17 years old. In the creation of this business is a support for her university.
Hi, I am Jasmine, and I am going to talk to you about how Paola Avalos used to manage her sales. She didn't have a tool where she could keep track of her sales, and she also had some problems organizing her sales. She organized her orders on post-its, and most of the time, she kept them in her mind.
Now let's see the final product. In the first sheet, we have the main menu, and we have these 5 buttons. The first button is enter stock data. When you click on the bottom, you're going to see a form with the name stock. The same in the second bottom, enter sales data with a form called sales. Then we have these 3 bottoms. The first one is stock. When you click on the button stock, this is going to take you to another sheet with the same name, stock. We also add the button return to the main menu to all the sheets to make it easier for the client to use it. The same in sales record and product balance bottoms. In the first bottom, enter stock data. This asks you to enter the information about the product, the name of the product, the date, the amount of product, and the unit price. Then you need to click on save, and now you can see that your data is already registered.
Hi, I'm Adalis, and now I will explain to you the button Enter Sales Data. In this button, the user can put all the information about the sale in this form. For example, the name of the client, the Instagram user, the product, the price, the telephone number, the amount of product, and the date. And then this information is going to be saved in the sheet with the name Sales Record. We have a table where you can find spaces for each part of the form. So when you click on save, you can see the information in the table, and also we have the button return to the main menu. And finally, we have the last sheet with the name balance of products. Here the user can see important data, for example, how much money is earning, how many products does she have available, and total cost.
And we decided to create this handbook for entrepreneurs to get some tips and a deeper step-by-step explanation on how to use the Mac.
Now Paola Avalos has a tool where she can keep track of her available products, orders,
invested and earned money and also the profits in just one place in a more organized way. Let's see a testimony from Paola sharing how the macro is helping her sales data.
Hello everyone, I'm Paola and I would like to say thank you to all of you. You have no idea, you have helped me a lot, and thanks for all the support that you have given to my small business. And now I can say that I can be more organized using a new way, using technology, and it is very useful. And it is easy to use it. So I'm so happy because now I can have all under control, or my deliveries, all my orders. So thank you again, guys, and you have done a really great job.
We are proud of our macro is helping Paula's business and we help another entrepreneurs like her. And finally, we want to finish with the lessons we learned so far during this project. In values, we learned to express our opinion, listening to people problems, and participating to work better as a team.
And also, we improve our fluency when speaking English, and we got new vocabulary related to business.
In computer part, we got a new skill using Excel to create a macro. And if you know someone who needs a macro, you can contact this email. And this is our presentation, and I hope you like it.
Of course, I liked it a lot. Believe me, I'm sure that this will be a powerful tool for each entrepreneur. And my brother is running a store, so maybe this tool is going to help him a lot. I will give him your contact. And dear audience, if you would like to know more about this group, take this opportunity to do it. You can write your question in the chat or you can raise your hand to do it.
Okay, guys, I can see the first comment and question for you from Irene. Claude. The comment is, I love the logo. It is elegant and simple. And the question is, who did you design for your logo?
It's my privilege to answer you. Well, we design our color palette in a Pacific color, and a friend helped us to do our logo. Very simple, but elegant. Thank you for your question.
Thanks for answering this question. And we have one more from Carla Argueta. And it says, what did you learn about the challenges that entrepreneurs face when they start a business?
This is Elias, and I would like to answer your question. We learned that we have to be persistent because it's always difficult at the beginning of their business without a tool to be organized, and try to not give up facing risks. Thank you for your question.
Thanks for answering, Elias. And we have a comment that says, proud of you, cousin, Odalis Herrera. And we have one more question that says, good work, sales support. Learning from Paola's experience, do any of you plan on starting your own entrepreneurship? If you want me to repeat the question, I can do it. So, as before, learning from Paola's experience, do any of you plan on starting your own entrepreneurship?
Hi, this is Alex. It's a pleasure to me answer your question. So we haven't thought that possibility, but we think that it can be a good idea. Thank you so much for the question.
Thanks for your answer, Odalis. And actually, currently, Sebas, do you know which the next group is?
Totally, David. Coming up next, we have the website group Superate Essentials. The super freshman student with the kids that will provide them the visual content so that they can become familiar with the technology and Superate culture. Let's learn more about this project.
Good morning, everyone. We are Superate Essential. I'm Alexandra, and it's a pleasure for me to be here. Since the pandemic, freshman adaptation has been affected due to the virtual model, as they have to face having classes from home with an electronic device, and without being able to interact with the rest of Superate family. Studying Superate was something totally new, apart from our new reality with the virtual classes. This made them feel disoriented, and it has been hard for them to experience what it is like to be a Superate student. We had the chance to talk to some of them, and we realized how difficult this whole process was for them.
Hi, my name is Gabby, and as mentioned before, the situation is complicated. We want to help freshmen not to feel disoriented. So we create a kit which includes the basic knowledge and some tools that every student knows how to use to succeed at Superate, all in a simple way. In our kit, you can find the use of applications that are necessary, such as Outlook, OneDrive, and Moodle. We also know how important are the values because they are part of identity of a Superate student. That's why we include them in the kit.
I'm Joanne, and it's a pleasure. To continue with this information, we decided to create a web page, which we included tutorials and how to use the main tools, even though we didn't have any experience on doing this. So we used WordPress. In WordPress, we were including all the content we created, embedding, everything, and including buttons that easily guide to the other pages.
The kit is divided into sections. My name is Stanley, and let's talk about the section First Steps. There, you will find the Superate values and how we shall apply them. In addition, in this section, there are interactive means to understand the class norm. The navigation through the kit is easy. You only press the tab where you want to go, and then automatically see everything that the section contains.
I'm Daniela, and I will talk about another section you can find in our class, which is the one that contains Office 365. Here you will have a basic plan and how to use OneDrive. This with an explanatory video. There is also a guide to Outlook, include a part of an email and how to send them.
In the last section, we find Moodle. I'm Fernanda and will tell a little about what is in it. Well, here you will find some explanatory videos of how to use Moodle. We included the way to use it in both phone and computer. In this section as well, there is a button that leads us to a space where are other applications. And finally, the section of tips for freshman year. Also, to make the use of the kit easier to understand, we created a handbook which provides instructions of how to use it in the different devices, and it's available in Spanish and English.
I'm Alejandra, and here is a video of two of our freshman students talking of what they went through when they started Superate and how the creation of this project helps them. Let's watch it.
$1.25 le cuesta esta.
We have some problems, so we continue with the final reflection. Thanks to the creation of this project and the things we are done, we learned different values that were driving us to continue with our project, such as being empathic. We also reinforce our knowledge in the area of English, and on the other hand, we more in depth how the Superate tools work, and a little bit about websites. We are more than happy to invite you to use these tools with your freshman students by visiting our website in the following link. Now we can see the final video.
I love it. Thank you for your presentation and consideration, guys. And our audience, the question and answer is open now. If you have any questions for this group, please use the time and you write it in the chat. The audience, this is your time. If you have any questions for this group, This is your chance. You can write in the chat your question.
Okay, so here we have the first question that says, I love how your kids it is. Is it fair to you to say that you used UI, UX approach?
Thanks for the question. I'm Fernanda, and it's a pleasure to me to answer. We don't use this type of programming. We use WordPress. In WordPress, you inventing all the content, like a picture, the text. And to do this, we watch a lot of videos of how to use it WordPress. Thanks.
Thanks to you, Fernanda, for answering. Currently, because of the time, we can't read more questions. But believe us, we would love to do it. But again, because of the time, we can't. That's the reason why we're going to move on to the next group. But before, I have a question for you. Have you been in a lab where they keep your information in paper? Yes? Well, the next team developed a template in Excel with macros that helps this type of organizations. Their product will let their client to be updated with its patients registers, not only having their data organized, but also understandable. Let's welcome GreenMac.
They care for your health, we care for your time. Hello everyone, we are the GreenMac team. I am Griselda. We have observed many difficulties in the administrative area of the Technical Health Unit. We have created a Microsoft Excel template called GreenMac. GreenMac was designed to the process of searching and organizing the medical records of the Technical Health Unit.
Hello everyone, my name is Cecia Torres. The GreenMac solution was custom tailored for the Talnique Health Unit. Mrs. Alba Escobar, the Health Records Management Clerk, taught us that finding a specific person record is the greatest challenge due to the lack of modernization. Previously, the health records were in a paper form in alphabetical order, and it was difficult to keep order searching through so many files. That's why we decided to create an Excel macro that stores each piece of information and sort it without complication. We also created a search engine that saves the time to find the place where the patient file is located.
Good morning, my name is Leonard, and as you can see, here is the landing page of our macro, in which we will find 3 different buttons that will lead us to 3 different pages. First, we have the form page, then the search page, and finally, the database. Well, in the form page, the user will have to enter the patient's personal data, like first and last name, telephone number, ID number, and other. As well, there's a button that will send the already complete form to our database, and another that will reset the form so we can start a new one. Then, in the database, there we'll find all the previous complete form, as well as a button that organizes them in alphabetical order, and another that will send us to our form page.
Hello, it's Mariano, and I'm going to tell you about the search page. On the bottom of the homepage, there is a search button that will take us to a screen with 2 tables, where we will search the patient by ID number or last name. The first table provides the patient full name and file number based on the ID number entered. The second table provides the patient full name, date of birth, and file number based on the last name entered. Both tables have a clear button to start a new search. The formulas throughout the mechanism are index, conditional, and filter. And we also made a handbook for our client, which is explained step-by-step our macro and its functions. In case our client is lost with some process, she can use our handbook to satisfy any question about the macro.
Hi, I am Cindy Vargas. And to get the functions to the bottoms, we require a macro which is useful to automate functions that we develop prepared. First, we select the parameter tab and choose the code group and select the option record macro. Now we assign a name to the recording, click on asset and start the recording. Everything we do will be recording, like saving or deleting data, changing stuff, etc. After doing what we want, stop the recording, choose the button, right click and select the option assign macro. In this window, we look for the recordings. On the other side, this is how the code looks like in Visual Basic. As you can see, it tells us that the search button consists in selecting and switching to the search sheet.
Hello everyone, I'm Steven. After we finish our project and present the macro to our client, we realize how important and beneficial it is for her. She is the head records management clerk of Talnique and she needed immediate help. This macro has begun the process of modernization in this clinic. We are extremely happy for it. Let us watch the brief testimony.
Buen día, mi nombre es Alba Escobar. Trabajo en la unidad de salud Talnique en el área administrativa. La verdad que para mí este proyecto ha sido de gran ayuda en cuanto a localizar expedientes clínicos, tanto para mí como para los pacientes. Y sé que de ahora en adelante me va a seguir siendo de mucho provecho, así que yo les agradezco por haberme tomado en cuenta en esto y pues gracias, en verdad, no sé cómo expresar este agradecimiento y el gran cambio que yo he podido notar en esta nueva herramienta.
Expo 2021 has been a wonderful experience. We learned how to work as a team to provide solutions and how to be empathetic to someone else's need. With the knowledge we acquired in freshman, we were able to create, modify, and customize our macro. This has expanded our knowledge of vocabulary, pronunciation, and use of expression in our meeting. Thank you so much for your attention and have a wonderful day.
One green Mac. I'm impressed of your product. Without a doubt, it will save a lot of time to labs and clinics. So now, your public, if you would like to know more about this project, remember that you can write in the chat your question or you can raise your hand if you want to say it verbally. And we have here the first comment that says, great support for Unidad de Salud. Congrats. We have another comment that says, congratulations. And yeah, congrats, Green Mac, because you did an excellent job. And as Alison Lopez says here, it is a great project and very helpful. Now, at last but not least, we're going to move on to the last group.
Wow, I am impressed with your project. Now, our next team is Trust Budget. They provided volunteer family with a macro using the Excel tools where they can keep track of their expenses, as well as give them the necessary tools so that they can learn how to keep that budget and make use of their income. It's cool. Help your family. Trust Budget, the microphone is all yours.
On it and cheated. Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Jefferson and we're Trust Budget. Today, we're going to talk about our project. Trust Budget wants to help families in Centro Escolar General Sabana by creating a macro in Excel and bringing the necessary tools in order to have a budget and made it easy for them to use it.
Hi, I am Carla and I'm going to a little bit more. According to the result of our survey and interviews, some of Salvadorian families don't create a monthly budget, or they do it in an improvised way, affecting their economy at the moment of completely supplying all of their basic needs. That's why we decided to make a macro, putting in practice all the things we have learned so far in our time in Superate, as well as recording an informative video about financial education and a handbook of how to use the macro for the families who are not familiar with Excel.
Well, hi everyone, I'm Rosie Ruby, and for the development of the macro, we used Office Program Excel. So we use the function of macros, which is in the view tab of the software, then go to Group Macro and click on it. And now everything that you do in the spreadsheet, such as formulas, mouse clicks, keystrokes, and all things like that will be recorded. After do everything that you need to go and click on Stop Recording Macro, and your macro will be completely saved. Finally, for the code behind the macro, we used Visual Basics, that is Excel's programming language.
Hi, I'm Christina and I will explain how the macro works. When you enter to the macro, you will get a welcome message. You will press the gate button. Then you will press the Trust Budget button and this will send you to the login. At login, you will be presented with some buttons. Create budget directs you to the registration sheet. Continue budget takes you to the budget sheet in case you have already started one previously. My expenses, this is the database of the macro. My record, this is the parent data of the macro. As this will be your first time in the macro, you will have to press the Create Budget button.
Hello, I am Katia, and I'm going to explain you more about how to use our macro. Well, as this is your first time doing the budget in this macro, you will have to fill in the table shown there with the request data. You will be asked for data such as your name, the type of payment, and type of income. After filling in the data, press the Save Data button, and then press the other button, Create My Budget.
Hi, I'm Rocío Palacios, and I will be explaining you the next steps. After you click on the Create My Budget button, you will be led to a table where you can put the information of your items. The first thing you have to do is put your total budget. Then you need to divide your expenses into fixed expenses and extra expenses. And the macro will do the calculation automatically. It will show you your total expenses and what have you saved. In the percentage allocate column, it will show you the amount in a percentage. And when the cell is green, means that your expenses are normal, and when it's red, means that your expenses are high according to your total budget figure. At the same time, it will be shown a pie chart with the distribution of the items you have previously put.
Hi, I'm Christian, and as the final steps, you only have to click on the Save Data button, so your entered information such as incomes and expenses is saved. Then you will be directed to the next step. The back button will take you to registration, which is step 3, and with the clear button, you will clear everything you have previously put on the cells. Finally, don't forget to save the Excel spreadsheet you worked on, and with the back button, you can start another budget if you want to. And that was all for the macro explanation. As you can see, it is very easy to have a budget in our macro. Now, we will show a short video of one of our clients' results of using our macro.
Mi nombre es Gabriela y soy una de las familias favorecidas con la macro. En mi experiencia, estoy muy agradecida con este proyecto en los que me han incluido esos jóvenes, ya que es un proyecto que nos ayuda a poder llevar a un nivel y a un balance nuestros ingresos y egresos. Como familia, estamos muy emocionados al usar esto, ya que no hay ninguna complicación al usarlo, a pesar de que es Excel, y pues felicito a estos jóvenes, ya que a temprana edad se están preocupando por llevar en orden sus gastos. Felicidades, chicos.
Also, we learned a lot of new things in this project, so let me tell you more. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, our hearts were united in a single heartbeat. The need to support Salvadorian families to have a good budget management motivated us to create our project, Trust Budget, in which we put into practice what we learned in the different areas of Superate, like English, values. In values, we put in practice the empathy, solidarity, and computer science in the area of programming, reflect in the creation of our product. That's it. Thank you so much for your attention and have a nice day.
Wow, that was awesome, Plus Budget. Dear class, do you have any questions? Yes? Okay. If you have any question for this group, you can write in the chat. This is your time. Okay, I can see the first comment for you guys from Irene Flores. Great work. Yeah, you have a great work for your product. From Genesis Soto, good job, guys. Mariano Hernandez says great project. I like it. And the question is for you guys, the first question for you. Does your logo have a specific meaning?
Hi, I'm Rocío Palacios, and I will be happy to answer that question. Well, as you can see, our logo has a pinky promise. So that pinky promise means the deal we have with families to help them to have a better organization of their monthly expenses. So that's the meaning of our logo. Thank you for your question.
Nice answer, guys. And now we are excited to say thanks to our special people who were a big part of each group of this Expo.
We are all grateful with Ernesto Orellana, Eric Hernández, Alejandro Sea, Orlando Arteaga, Carlos Orellana, Miss Naomi Ramírez, Mrs. Juanita Zelaya, and Mr. Jafet Morales. Without your help, this Expo wouldn't have been the same. That's why we all